about heels? You know what I mean? What makes me like a heel? And I thought very long about it. And I was like, you know what? I like the feeling that it gives you of that extra,
Yes.
you know, that.
Yes. When your calves pop. Come on now.
Yeah, like it makes you feel feminine, makes you feel sexy. It just makes you feel like you are about to conquer the world. So I'm like, okay, what I know that aspect of it, but what in a heel does that for you?
Yeah.
Of course, it's the shape, because I always look at the shape of a shoe. And when I used to wear heels a lot, I would always say, "Oh, she's sexy. Oh, she got a body on her,"
Yes.
referring to the heels because they would be curvy. And I would always be like, you know what? It's the silhouette of a shoe. It's how it's made. It's how well made it is. Because for a shoe to have a shape or a silhouette, it has to be well made. Because something that's not well made, it's not going to sit up right. It's not going to look right. So I was like, it has to be premium. We'll start there. So I was like, okay, what makes something premium? So I started just paying attention to other premium brands and kind of realizing, like, what is it that makes them call themselves premium? And one of the things that was kind of the same across the board was the quality of the material that they put into the product. So I started doing research and was just like, okay, what is a premium shoe? You know what I mean? And time and time again, regardless if it was in regards to a shoe or fashion, I was always led back to Italy, because Italy is revered as a fashion mecca in every aspect of high fashion.
And of design.
Yeah, so I started saying, okay, I definitely it needs to be something Italy. So I started looking into different materials, and it just started coming together, because then I started finding things that were saying, oh, well, the finest Italian that's available comes from Italy. And I'm like, okay, well, what part of Italy? Okay, well, how do I get this? How do I get this source? Who are these people? How do I get in touch with them? And I just kind of went from there, and everything was just like coming together, and I was able to meet an Italian family. I've never been to Italy. However, I was able to meet them and get connected to them by a number of different people, and was able to speak with them and kind of share with them what it is I wanted to do. And they were able to say, you know what, we would be able to help you. We've worked with companies like Gucci, Giuseppe Zanotti, Prada, Todd. So all of the premium brands that we all have known to come and love, this was the company that was making their brands. So I was like, you know what? This is major. This is huge.
Yes.
So I just was like, initially, funny story, even though I was like initially like, I need to do something comfortable, I went back to heels.
Right.
Because I was
you're talking about Prada, Gucci, yes. Yes, it's like,
yeah. So I was doing it from an aspect of what would the public want, you know what I mean? So I started from there, and I really got to the point where I was like, this isn't it. This is not the it factor, because it didn't drive me. You know what I mean? I kept putting it down and just like, I'm not really that interested in it, because I would, try to draw or sketch like a heel, and I'll be like, okay, it's cute, but whatever. It just wasn't connecting with me enough to continue to drive me. And then when all of this is going on, every time I was in a scenario, it always came back to comfortable gym shoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything I was doing, and I was like, okay, I should make a gym shoe. And I was telling people about it, and they were laughing, to be honest with you. Because
honestly, we don't have sexy, gym athletic wear. I mean, there's a couple
yes,
brands that are trying to move into that space, but they're not sexy. They're not sexy.
Yeah, that's so true. Because at the time when I really started saying, okay, I really, really want to do this, the only company that was offering a premium sneaker was Balenciaga out of all of the top brands. And they had those really big chunky sneakers. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, those
y'all doing
like
too much.
stacked. Okay, I don't know if I'm dating myself definitely, but remember high stack shoes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, with the thick soles.
Yeah, the very thick
soles. That's kind of the sneakers everybody was making. And I was thinking like, what is this? Like, I don't understand. I didn't understand it because it wasn't cute to me. And I was just like, I don't relate to any of these brands that are making sneakers. Like, what is going on? So I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of my favorite aspects of the heels I've owned in the past? So
Mm-hmm.
I always was a person who liked animal print. That was like my go-to because it was just kind of like
Yeah.
that wild, sexy factor. And I always liked,
You are Detroit, baby. You are truly Detroit.
And that is so true because we are so extra when it comes to fashion. We really are.
Yes.
So I just started putting all these things together, and it was just like it just was slowly but surely coming together. And even now, even when I feel like things are slowing down and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing anymore, something else would just literally come out of nowhere, whether it be like talking to you or just being invited somewhere or just anything. And I'm just like, okay, it's still people are interested in it. Let me keep going, and it's just evolved into this. So I'm so happy that I did follow my intuition and say, you know what, I need to create this thing, and just kept going. And now looking back at it, I didn't even realize how I was just doing stuff, just doing it like almost like I was automated.
Yeah, because I'm listening to the research and I'm like, what is your day job, baby? Because your project management skills are off the scale.
Yes, well, I've always been licensed to sell insurance, so that's what I've always done for a great part of my adult life, and I got a degree in business, so I've always been analytical. But research has always been my thing. I've always been a person who want to know why. Like I'm like one of those kids where they're sitting in the car like, "Mommy, why is the sky blue? Why if it rains when it rains, where did the rain go?" So I was always that person. So it worked for me with this because I was able to just keep like kind of finding things, more and more things that I'm like, okay, I could do this. Or, okay, let me talk to this person and let me talk to this person. And everything was just working. It looked like my screen got a little dark here. Can you still see me?
I can still see you. Make sure you're plugged up. And matter of fact, while you're checking that, let me give a shout. Natalie, she said, okay, she's going back to amen. Yes, God got your mind right. Got your body right. Now, that's the temple and kingdom at work. God don't do it for us. God provides us the tools. I like that. Also, shout out to J Square Podcast. Thanks for hanging out. Also, Yolanda, everybody in the house, appreciate y'all coming to the Christy Taylor Show. Let's go live. And we are talking to J. Marie. Pretty much, she grew up in the Motor City. Now, she don't want a little suburban on them. 3 miles, 3 miles up the road, or 3 hours. But she has an amazing journey from, going corporate, having to put them sneakers on, and being a person like me. And I'm going to tell you, I used to love when I was into heels. And see, I'm really dating myself. Remember the classic black pointed toe heel, 3-inch pointed toe, babe?
Yeah.
I could never get black. Give me my black pump. Give me back my.
That's a go-to. It's a staple.
Woo! And I'm like, the silhouette. It's the silhouette. And when they started making those more boxy pumps, honestly, once they went past the round toe pumps, I got out of pumps because I was like, I don't know what they're doing with these now because they had lost the silhouette of them. And of course, by that time, we're talking the 90s into the 2000s, and people were starting to put the mule. Now, I did love mules, and you actually have a pair that I'm like, I got to get that. I have not seen a chunky heel mule or slide in forever. So let's get into some of the designs because you definitely have a great eye. And honey, when I say you are Detroit with these, check her website out. jmariepremiumsneakers.com. I love the new design of the website. It looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
So that's jmariepremiumsneakers.com. And honey, you letting all your Detroit prints out. I have a girlfriend, once again, Francine, who I remember when Berkshire, I think it was Berkshire, when the pantyhose started with all the prints.
Okay.
So that was in the late 90s. And when I tell you, there was not an outfit that she didn't have a print stocking. when women used to wear pantyhose
Right.
and tights and all that. And to this day, she has some of the most boldest